Live at Halifax this morning. Nova Scotia, just an hour away, just under an hour now, in fact, from entering a new province-wide shutdown. This is in response to the rapidly increasing number of cases. Just yesterday at this time, we were telling you about new rules for around Halifax. We were telling you about new case numbers, 96 new infections yesterday. And for health officials, the virus is spreading too quickly to continue with a regional approach. So it is province-wide, and it begins, as I said, in under an hour. Brett Ruskin once again on the story for us. Now let's take a particular look at where Brett is reporting from this morning. This is your balcony, right, Brett? Because you are following the province-wide directive, stay at home if you can.
Just an example, Heather, the instructions were stay at home, go to work, get some essentials. I'm doing two of those things. I'm staying at home and going to work. So, yes, on my balcony reporting on the lockdown. Now let's talk about this lockdown, because Nova Scotia has done so well throughout this pandemic without needing to, go into these lengthy and stringent lockdowns. But there are lots of details to talk about that are province-wide, including all schools now closed, moving to online learning, gathering limits are down as well. You can only gather with people within your household. If you have a household of one or two people, you can couple up with another household of one or two people, making your own tiny Atlantic bubble, I suppose. Retail stores are closed except for curbside pickup. That's the exception to that is essential services like grocery stores, gas stations, things like that. Obviously, faith gatherings not happening, sports not happening, arts facilities not happening. And so this lockdown does take effect in less than an hour here in Halifax, as well as all across the province. Now, we heard from Premier Ian Rankin yesterday talking about the severity of the situation that Nova Scotia is currently in. Here's what he had to say.
There's no question that variants are more serious. They're attacking young people. So that's why we're taking measures that are getting out in front of this, beyond HRM even, to make sure that we're taking that approach. But again, we won't hesitate to use whatever means that we need to do. I do have confidence that Nova Scotians, by and large, will follow these orders.
And as far as we've seen, at least on social media, people seem to be supporting the idea of these orders. We'll have to see once they officially come into effect in less than an hour to see if people comply. Heather.
As they have throughout the pandemic to this point. So yes, we'll see what the response is. But we certainly know, Brett, as we look at the CBC News drone footage, we know what some people are doing in response to this concerning situation. They're going for tests.
They are going for tests, indeed. And so there are lots of different types of tests. There are the asymptomatic drop-in rapid tests. I had one yesterday. I had to wait in line. Everybody else had to wait in line. However, there are people who are trying to skip that line by booking symptomatic tests, even if they don't have symptoms, so that they don't have to wait in line for them sometimes hours to go to those rapid testing sites. So officials are telling people, obviously, not to do that, to remain and keep those symptomatic testing options open for those who actually have symptoms. There's also the note that there's military folks who are coming to help. We're still trying to find out if they're coming from CFP Greenwood or if they're based here. There are hundreds of military Canadian Armed Forces members here in Halifax that work at the Navy dockyard. They will likely be assisting with just kind of supply measures and at those testing centers. Here is Justin Trudeau. He was talking about the help that the military and the federal government can provide for Nova Scotia. Here's what he had to say.
We're deploying 60 Canadian Armed Forces members to testing centers in Nova Scotia. This will help stop the spread of the virus.
And so again, that was Justin Trudeau saying that the federal government is here to help Nova Scotia. Nova Scotians for now, though, still have to help themselves by complying with this lockdown that takes effect within the hour. Heather.
We will be back in an hour's time to mark that beginning with you, Brett. Thanks very much.